Alright, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another video. So I sort of skipped on the handstands today and focused more on mobility and stretching. So I started off here with a little bit of a hamstring stretch just by, extending my legs on the floor, and then just using a dowel rolling out my quads. And I also hit the hamstrings as well. So especially on the left leg, that's where my sciatic pain is. So I focused a lot on that leg, because even just sitting in that sort of split position that I have right here, I can feel like a lot of pain and stress on that left hamstring. So I don't know really, how to fix it. So I'm sort of taking the shotgun approach, which is, just attacking it from every angle, stretching it, trying to exercise it. I'm not neglecting it, so I'm not resting it too much. So I'm still doing my jogging. And yeah, so hopefully this is going to help out. But this whole workout was probably about 2 hours, maybe even more. I was off work today, so I spent almost a whole day just kind of rolling around on the floor, stretching things out. A lot of hamstring work, as well as thoracic. So I feel like my thoracic spine is a bit tight, and for handstands you want to have a fairly straight alignment. So I worked on a foam roller, which we'll see in a little bit. But just a variety of stretches here on the floor, which I've neglected. I think I used to be able to touch my forehead down to the floor, but as you saw there, I had to use a block. So I think I've regressed a lot. Same with this move, that sort of yoga move. My back flexibility is not that good anymore. And then the meat and potatoes was wrist work. So this was probably the most painful out of the entire day. So I stretched each wrist backwards like that for 1 minute, and I did a lot of sets. I don't know even how many. I don't think I included them all in this video, but I probably did about 10 sets for each wrist. And then I sort of put pressure with my legs and compressed the carpal bones and everything on the front and the back of the wrist, and I feel like that really helped. Then some more sciatic stuff. So again, just sort of stretching out my hamstrings. Again, I used to be able to touch my head to my knee, but due to pain and lack of stretching, I can no longer do that. So I guess we're going to have to incorporate more stretching and mobility work into my routine. So I think today was overall a good day. I'm glad that I focused on these things, because these are super important as we get older. As I've mentioned in previous videos, I just turned 50, so I sort of feel like the body is getting tighter, and so mobility is waning. So then I moved into the foam roller, which we're going to see in just a second here. So I started off with the smaller foam roller and rolled out the thoracic here. I tried to get my hands above my head and touch the floor. The left shoulder, I actually had surgery on my left shoulder, so my left shoulder feels a little bit tighter. It requires me more effort to get it down to the floor, but I'm trying to keep everything symmetrical. Just a little bit of a different angle here. It's not a painful stretch for me, but I definitely feel a lot more tightness in the left shoulder. When I first started doing this stretch, I actually felt kind of like a pinching or something like that in my thoracic, especially from this bigger wheel. But anyways, today was not too bad. And then I finished up this workout with some more stretching. So I put the 4 kilogram weights on the ankles and tried to go for some middle splits stretching. I held these stretches for pretty long. I don't know, probably about 5 or 6 minutes. So this is in high speed. It still seems kind of long, sorry about that. But the entire stretch was probably, and I have to support with my hands a little bit, because if I were to release completely, it was a bit too much of a stretch. So I'm providing a little bit of support on my legs there. And the final stretch, is like a butterfly stretch. I was actually pretty pleased with this. This is not a stretch I'm very good at. So by the end of my stretch, I think I was able to touch my legs, maybe not the knee part of my leg, but I can definitely get my calves and my quads pretty flat all the way down. Again, I held this stretch for a pretty long time. I would say a good 5 minutes, and I did 3 sets of it. So that's it. That's the entire workout. So no handstands today, but the main thing was to focus on wrists, thoracic, and some sciatic pain. So hopefully you found some information useful in this video. If you did, feel free to share, like, or comment down below. And thanks again for sticking around to the end. We will see you in the next one. Peace.